Joe, I'm familiar with the area.
Mm-hmm.
Joel?
Yes.
We're rolling.
Good. Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1808, July 13th, 2026. My old man would be 108 today if he was alive.
Your father
My father.
would be.
105 degrees, the record high on this day in 1936. 50 degrees on two occasions, 1926 and 1990. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
What's that, Joe?
Lake Detective.
The only podcast in America that has its own lake detective. Are you on a case, LD?
As a matter of fact, Joe, I am on a case. We are just got off one lake. We're heading to Buffalo Lake and in the city of Buffalo to look for starry stonewort.
I see.
We hear that starry stonewort is present in Buffalo Lake. We're going to go look for it.
And that's something we don't want?
Yes, that is a non-native invasive species that came over from, as they often do, from Europe and Eurasia, and it's only in 40 lakes right now in Minnesota. But if it's not managed and we don't nip it in the bud, it can grow to be nuisance proportions.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Garage Logic universe, this is the Lake Detective, Steve McComa's Blue Water Science. We have about 15,000 lakes in Minnesota. The Lake Detective is familiar with all of them. He's never been stumped on any question whatsoever. And when he's on a case, he has to check his weapon, his service pistol, with the local sheriff. You've done that, I trust.
Yes, and guess what? The other day I'm on Forest Lake. A couple officers on the dock. They're looking out there at some nefarious boating activity. I said, hey, you want a binocular? And they go, yeah, you got one? They go, yeah, right here. So they scoped it out, found the red boat, and they took it from there.
I see. LD, we're in the midst of a 1936 almost like heat wave. I personally enjoy it. These are beautiful summer days. How are they affecting the lakes? How is it affecting the lakes?
As you might expect, it's great for swimming.
Mm-hmm.
We just got off Pulaski. The water temp was 88 degrees.
Holy mackerel.
That's at the transducer depth, which is only a couple inches, but it's warmish, and so certainly great for swimming. And the fish, if you're a bluegill, this is great. If you're a bass, it's not bad. Walleyes, they get a little bit lazy and lethargic with these warm temperatures, but they're out there. But the aquatic plants, you give them some sun and some heat, and they're growing like crazy.
And these aquatic plants, every lake seems to have an association that attempts to take care of them, keeps you in business. You show up with your skiff called Good Luck. And you get out there and you do your testing. Is this why? Well, I have a very indelicate question. The news is full of reports of all the urban lakes that seem to be closed so often because of E. coli bacteria. Is the E. coli bacteria? Can that be caused by nature, or is that always human origin?
You know what? I would estimate about 90% is from wildlife, dogs, ducks, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these urban lakes get all this stormwater runoff. Well, it's running off from the streets and the roads and shoulders, and it's bringing in a lot of E. coli, not only from pets, but from wildlife as well. I mean, you got your raccoons and everything else. that most of the E. coli is, it comes from warm-blooded animals, including ducks, which are warm-blooded, and humans can certainly contribute to E. coli as well. We use E. coli as a marker. It is not generally a problem or dangerous. There's some strains of E. coli that are very almost toxic, but most of your E. coli is your gut E. coli and not a problem, but it's a marker for waste matter. And so that's why we're careful with high E. coli counts, indicating there is things that are in the water.
Lake Detective, I've got about 20 questions for you, starting at the top. Floating around on my mom's lake over the 4th, a very clear, pristine, beautiful lake. You can see to the bottom at 10 feet. It's a sand bottom. We noticed clumps of something that are white and chunky.
He's never been stumped.
What are we looking at there, Lake Detective?
Well, based on your description and those clues, it could be a couple of things. One, it could be benthic filamentous algae that has died back and is no longer green, and it's lost its chlorophyll, and that would give you a whitish color. Also, sometimes off the bottom, you can have a fungus growing, a native, natural occurring fungus, and those are always white as well. So it is probably it's either one of those two, but for the most part, not toxic or anything else. Just doesn't look very good.
I don't care what Kenny thinks. I want to get back to E. coli because a lot of kids want to go swimming. So can you get E. coli through your eyes and ears? In other words, if you don't drink the lake water, are you okay?
Gross.
Oh,
You're swimming in a toilet.
Well, that's what I'm trying to establish
Go
here.
swim in my outhouse.
Yeah.
You.
E. coli, 99% of E. coli is not a problem. It's not pathogenic, but it's an indicator for solid waste that's gone into the lake, and you can only really get sick if there's pathogens associated with that fecal matter. And that means, it's like diphtheria and some of these bad things that would come with somebody who's already has to be infected or has to be, ill. And likewise, sometimes animals will have some pathogenic bacteria as well.
So
but E. coli is just a marker.
I think I can wrap this up by saying if it says beach is closed, honor the sign and move on, I guess.
Go ahead and be brave.
It's a conservative estimate, and sometimes better to be safe than sorry.
Right.
I don't know if I'm getting the pronunciation right here, Lake Detective. Are you familiar with a river on the border of Minnesota and Dakota called Bois de Sioux? How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
It drains into the Red River flowing north, right? I've crossed over that river a few times in the past couple months. That looks like straight up poison to me. That looks really, really bad. Am I seeing field runoff? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, you are. Yeah, nitrogen and phosphorus, and it's a pretty fertile system. Don't forget that's draining some of the best farmland around.
Oh yeah, it's amazing farmland. Yeah,
that is always a challenge. You keep the fertile stuff on land and keep the lakes and rivers infertile if you can. There's even a big crop of algae. It probably only has 10, 15 pounds of organic carbon. A cornfield has 60 or 70 pounds of organic carbon. So we're still, it looks terrible, but in terms of overall fertility and yield from an organic carbon standpoint, it's moderate.
Okay.
Is the water in the middle of a lake fresher and more refreshing than at the end of a dock?
Yeah, that and what depth? I mean, if you go way down 30 feet, is that really pure?
Then it gets nice and cool.
Yeah, is it pure down there?
It's clear, because sunlight won't get down there, so you're not having any algae growth. You'll get some sinking algae, but you get down below 15, 20 feet, it is nice and clear and cool because you're at the thermocline, and that's cooler water on the bottom. It's denser. It doesn't mix with the warmer upper water. So you got the top 10, 15 feet that are mixing on top of that bottom water, which is colder and denser.
I know I've asked you this before, and I can't remember the answer. If you take a lake like Lake Minnetonka or White Bear Lake or Gull Lake, anything on the Cross Lake chain, Is any of that water been in there for hundreds of years?
Probably not.
Okay.
No, it probably has a residence time of about 10 to 15 years at the most.
Really?
Now, Lake Superior takes 100 years to flush Lake Superior, but some of these lakes can be flushed in a year or two.
Wow.
But that between groundwater and rain and then just outflow. So you'll have these lakes hold water. It's called a retention time, and it varies, but typically not much more than 5 to 10 years.
Something else I've never asked you for your extraordinary knowledge about lakes. Are you a fisherman?
I am, but just for fun. I mean, I'll throw out a line with little kids and nephews and things just to catch some bluegills.
Oh, okay.
But, when we're doing fish surveys, we're going to get 2,000 fish a day, and it kind of takes the edge off fishing, catching.
He's a pro. He's a pro.
You see enough fish, in other words.
Like, I was going to make an Go
I
ahead.
get a tub full of walleyes and northerns and sunfish with a fish survey, a trap net. You can work those all up, and then you're over the side of the boat. What, you're going to catch a little bluegill?
Yeah.
4-inch bluegill. But it's fun for kids, and you know what? That tugging the line still is attractive.
Pulls the heartstrings, doesn't
You
it?
want to get political here, Lake Detective? I have a question for you. I think I know the answer. If you travel through Wyoming and Montana, you'll see mandatory boat inspections where you cannot even have a boat on your vehicle or dragging it behind your vehicle without having an inspection tag on it. Do we have too many lakes in Minnesota and Wisconsin to do that? It seems like something that we could use, but how would we ever staff that?
That's right. No, we have too many lakes for that. In Colorado out there, and you get to the western states, you might have a half dozen or a dozen, maybe less than 100 lakes. So they can actually put in the stops for every single lake. Minnesota, it wouldn't be practical.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you.
LD, we get these heat waves every once in a while. The record temperatures for this time of year, 1936. Is a long, hot summer good for lakes, bad for lakes? Doesn't make any difference? Is it all even out in the end?
You know what? If we're not getting a lot of nutrient input, with a lot of rain and bring in nutrients, that heat will help the native plants grow. The native plants help keep the water clear because of all the attached algae growth on the plants. So the heat actually can kind of help keep the water clear.
Wonderful. Huh. Are you having a busy summer?
It's been fun.
Yeah.
When we say busy fun, we're going to go with scuba diving next, and that'll feel pretty good.
Okay, a question about that. Do you put on the kinky rubber suit in the middle of summer, or do you just go down there in your skimpy little bathing suit?
We go 2 to 3 millimeter suit, primarily to keep us, keep the weeds from the little bugs jumping off the weeds onto our open skin. So a suit in the middle of the summer is more for protection against swimmer's itch and things like that.
Okay, kinky.
Wow.
Well, LD, you've kept it up. You've never been stumped. I knew we needed a midsummer report, and I'm glad you were able to check in with us.
Well, thank you for the call, and again, I'm always on the case. Anything comes up, hit it my way.
And don't forget, LD, it's a late Labor Day this year, so the state fair is just around the corner.
He'll be there Friday. Hey, if we got rid of the geese, would that help with those lakes around here? Seriously.
Guess what?
If we got rid of the geese because they poop all the time in the lakes, would that help?
Good, great point. Believe it or not, some poor graduate student about 20 years ago at Michigan State went around and collected a bunch of goose poop, had it analyzed. You need hundreds of geese to start having an adverse impact on the nutrient levels in lakes.
Huh.
Now, E. coli is another thing. Most of their solid waste is E. coli, believe it or not.
Really? Really? Well, LD, on that note, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a question there.
What a way to go out.
Yeah. Blue Water Science, America's only lake detective on Garage Logic. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Matthew.
By the way, Kenny, the S in bois is silent.
Bois.
Yeah.
So say it for me.
Like bois du, what was it?
What's the name of the river?
What did I say?
Mississippi.
Bois de Sioux. Bois de Sioux. Bois de Sioux.
Bois de Sioux.
Yeah.
Bois de
It's
Sioux.
French.
I have a question, Matthew.
Yo.
You're not supposed to talk to him.
I know. Really? You are the outdoor expert here in Garage Logic. Yes. How would one get rid of the geese?
Shotgun.
No, it was just a theory. I wondered.
What do you want to do? Kill the geese?
Well, I waited until the end because I didn't want to interrupt. So I waited until you
I thought
were
it was
done.
a great question.
Because it seems there's always geese at the runoff after rain when they're sitting in the grass.
You know what? We got a lot of geese.
Yeah, let's get rid of them.
Well, I have nothing against the geese.
I only asked that because if you would have seen his face.
You're
I
like
have nothing
geese.
against the goose. I'm not for randomly killing
There's
wildlife.
too many now. There's too many.
Well, they get along. You know, what are you going to do?
Thanks, Chris, for talking to me. I do appreciate it.
I love that. The complete dejection in his
Well,
eyes.
I mean, we do have a lot of geese. I'm going to give you that.
Well, the local lakes that are shut down.
It wasn't a bad
I don't think it
question.
was. I'm not saying it was.
I didn't either, Ken, but just the look in Joe's face.
Well, no.
the
In
sadness
fact, we
and-
learned something because of your question.
Oh,
we
we
learned
did.
that most goose
Accidentally. You forgot to add accidentally.
By accident.
Most goose poop is E. coli.
Which is bad
But
for
I
lakes.
would bet not pathogenically, as he was mentioning earlier, where you were
You need
still
a
on
lot.
the freeway.
You need a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
Oh, yeah,
cover
he
it.
said, a lot of guy collected a lot of it. And he
What about homeless Hank with the diarrhea problem there on the Minnehaha Creek?
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh, God.
Homeless Hank.
Oh, all
That'll
right.
just go down the falls. That'll go over the
You know,
falls.
Kenny, it's funny you mentioned that. I've been making...
I'm afraid, by the way, right now, to eat a salad.
Yeah.
Rinse it off.
There's a big explosive diarrhea thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
going
you want
around.
some?
No, and I'm afraid
Asian
to have a
salad?
salad now because apparently it's on produce, and
But
I don't
you
know
rinse,
if Minnesota's.
But you rinse all your fruit and your vegetables.
but they say this is a sticky parasite.
I don't like that.
So I mean, what are you going to do?
Sticky is
Put
not
the
a
lettuce
good-
on a washboard? What are you going to do?
Yeah, she washes it.
washboard.
Then she's got this spinner thing that she presses the button
Spinner.
and
it out.
Yeah.
spins around.
Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Matthew,
whole
describe the
process.
washboard.
We
at
got
the
a lot of
sushi.
stuff, but I don't think we got a spinner.
I bet
You
she
got no
does.
spinner?
Maybe she got a
Or
spinner.
a colander where you shake it out.
Got colanders.
Yeah.
The washboard.
Well, I mean, how are you going to scrub it if it's you know?
And you can
She has-
play it too.
they got brushes.
Tick, 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 tick.
She uses a brush.
I got lettuce in my bowl.
Oh, God.
Let's make a salad. Oh, yo.
Say, the Center of the American Experiment is proud to be hosting Minnesota's 250th block party Saturday, July 25th, noon to 2 p.m. at the Minnesota State Capitol. I don't think Tim Walz will probably be there, but the American Experiment will be there. They're proud to host and lead our state's year-long celebration of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Come and celebrate our incredible country on the steps of the Capitol. Live music, food trucks, face painting, ice cream, patriotic speeches, and more. Free ice cream. Free.
That's the best kind,
yeah,
yes.
no doubt.
From Cup and Cone in White Bear Lake.
Love that.
Yeah.
A staple.
See the events page at AmericanExperiment.org. The events page at AmericanExperiment.org.
man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
3 quick observations. You don't have to roll the video. 3 quick observations from a weekend on the road here. Part 1, the bugs in northern Dakota, huge, not to be trifled with, about the size of hummingbirds. But you know what?
Oh, yikes.
No problem for Seafoam's bugs at Be Gone. Part 2, the bugs in Montana, very, very, very tiny, but they're going to put a blurry layer of wet scum on your windshield that's actually really difficult to see through. But again, no match for Bugs Be Gone. Part 3, make sure your bottle of Bugs Be Gone is at least half full before hitting the highway for 1,700 miles. Everything turned out fine. I had enough, but I wasn't able to be. I don't know what I would be, like maybe a troubadour for Bugs Be Gone when I'm at gas stations. I love helping people out. It's kind of like that commercial, you've turned into your parents. I'm one of those guys at gas stations with Bugs Be Gone. I love helping out. Let me help you right here and right now. Remember to grab a refill jug of concentrate for your spray bottles when you order Bugs Be Gone from the Seafoam store on Amazon. Amazon?
Yeah, it's a new company.
Put an E on the end. And it's really easy. You spray the Bugs Be Gone on the windshield, let it set up for a few minutes, then rinse it off, or even use the squeegee there at the station with no extra effort. Super easy, super fun. Find it in the fine automotive chemical aisles or on a site called Amazon. There's a Seafoam store on Amazon. Bugs Be Gone, a wonderful product in a world of sticky, gooey, messy bugs.
Because of a shortage of police officers in Minneapolis, the idea is on the table to have a 75-day pilot program at no cost to use drones as first responders in partnership with American drone manufacturer Skydio, Inc. This is being met with great controversy and dismay by people in Minneapolis who have turned up to city council meetings to say that they absolutely are convinced this would be a violation of privacy. And I'm trying to get there. Basically, I would always err on the side of believing privacy is vital and must be sacrosanct, but so I don't know where I am on this, because you don't have enough coppers, because the socialists have made it very difficult to recruit and get police on the street. So now they want to try drones. Court cases are. I did some homework on this. This is also so new that we don't have a body of law to impact this. For example, it's not thought that police would need a warrant to use a drone because the drone's in public airspace. Just like I suppose a pilot, a copper could be flying from here to Omaha and look out the window and see a crime and, somehow get himself involved with it. There wouldn't be necessary for a warrant. So I don't know where we are on this, but I guess what people fear is that the drones could violate their privacy by what? Going into their backyard, looking through their window, circling the block over and over. So what the coppers want to do is try this. It's a pilot program. They want to try it in the 4th Precinct in North Minneapolis. That's an area that frequently experiences high call volumes. The operational infrastructure is designed to complement existing emergency services without adding administrative or financial strain to taxpayers. So the drones would be housed in a docking station on the roof of Fire Station 14 at Lowry and James. When a 911 call is placed, the drone would be launched immediately alongside traditional patrol cars, often beating ground units to the scene. Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
By the way the crow flies.
The aircraft are not automated or randomly roaming. They are controlled entirely by FAA-certified police pilots operating directly from the 911 call center. During the 75-day trial period, both a drone and a patrol car would respond to calls, allowing the city staff to directly contrast response times and data metrics. The primary advantage of this technology is the capacity to act as a force multiplier for an understaffed police department. Latricia Vitaw, who represents Ward 4, is a prominent advocate for this pilot program, pointing to the stark realities of current deployment limitations. She said the people want safer neighborhoods, faster responses, cleaner streets, and continued progress in reducing crime. Vitaw stated in her address to constituents, "I am tired of saying year after year that we are down officers without also bringing forward new solutions. This no-cost pilot gives us the chance to evaluate an innovative tool that could improve public safety, enhance city services, reduce costs, and make the best possible use of our limited police resources." Okay, I pretty much agree with anything she ever wants to say, but I'm puzzled as to what could a drone do in terms of interrupting a crime or ministering to someone who's wounded. A drone can't do anything. It can just tell the cops where they are, right?
Well, maybe follow the.
Yeah. Or like Matthew said, follow them. Yeah.
There has been 7,485 low priority calls for service in the 4th District just this year alone. So they're suggesting that by utilizing an aerial response to assess or clear these minor incidents, dispatchers can keep physical squad cars open to address more violent crime and life-threatening emergencies. But I'm puzzled. What would the drone do to address a minor incident?
Like what? I don't understand your question. What do you mean?
So you send out a drone to one of these so-called low-priority calls.
After 911.
Stolen bicycle.
Well, they won't. They don't even respond to that or even cars being broken into. But yeah, okay, let's minor incident. They show up first. They inform the officer of what the scene is. Is it a safe scene? Are we going in hot here? Is there somebody wielding a firearm? Somebody getting the S kicked out of them? It's just an initial assessment of the situation.
Sorry, Ken. Did you guys happen to see Liz Collins' piece? I think it was last Thursday or Friday on Alpha News. She interviewed Joe Gamaldi, I believe is his name, the National Vice President of the Fraternal Order of Police, basically saying Minneapolis is so understaffed. Mm-hmm. That's why, this is my opinion now, that's why I think they're resorting to these types of measures.
My concern there, Chris, is this cannot be a replacement for, God, I hate the phrase, boots on the ground.
I agree. I completely agree.
I mean,
Ken.
we need the officers. This should just supplement the officers.
Well,
they've been doing it in St. Paul, Joe, for a couple of years.
Here's what I think it could do. It could just save an officer in a car the time from going somewhere if they can verify through the drone that it's not worth your time to get there. Just save yourself for something more serious that might come in on the radio. In other words,
I don't like that.
Well, what? The drone flies to a neighborhood. Somebody said, "Hey, a kid just knocked down my gate." Okay, the drone goes. The gate's laying in the yard, but there's no trouble. There's nobody out on the streets.
You're going to have to come up with something better than that. They don't. Those calls are for information purposes only, and they virtually.
You come up with one.
A guy just got stabbed.
Well, I wouldn't consider that a minor call. I would consider that a car racing to the scene.
Let me help, though, Ken. I think what you're getting at is you don't want this to replace the officer. No one is disagreeing with you. The problem is we just don't have enough men and women that want to do the job.
Well, let's get back to the initial question. Is it an invasion of privacy?
Not if used in the way that they say they're going to use it, the way that St. Paul has been using it, the way Minnetonka has been using it. If these things are out on patrol looking for crime, I think that is an invasion of privacy.
Many of the DSA members of the Minneapolis City Council have successfully educated their constituents to not trust the police.
Right.
So what you have,
And how's that working out
so
for 'em?
much of the testimony at city council meetings about the use of drones has resulted in civilians showing up saying, we don't trust anything the police department does. Therefore, the introduction of the idea that we fear this will be a loss of privacy. They've been so thoroughly brainwashed by the Democratic Socialists that the police are bad. We shouldn't have police. We don't trust the police. That now the police come along with a free 75-day program. We'd like to try this, ladies and gentlemen. And these people are saying, no, this is an invasion of our privacy.
Yeah,
well, is it or isn't it? I don't know.
That game was over years ago, and we put cameras up all over town. There's cameras at every single intersection. We have no privacy in the Twin Cities area. They're out in the freeway. They're on the streets. They're in your neighborhood. You're being watched.
But a drone could even do that more accurately. Yes, a drone could go right to your window and sit there.
Right.
Okay.
Well, why would it?
Who is manning the drones, though? Don't we need
An FAA
personnel?
police authorized drone pilot. It was said earlier in the story.
Yeah.
So what if there's 5 calls at once?
They'd have more than one drone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's got to monitor all that. That's a lot for one person.
But if this is going to ultimately result in the community being safer, why would anyone in their right mind oppose this?
Well, you won't know the answer to that, I suppose, till they get to test this pilot program.
Well, go over to St. Paul. They've been operational since 2023. They've answered 585 calls under 90 seconds. 0 complaints from citizens.
I have never seen a drone in St. Paul.
Go over to
taking a shower again.
Minnetonka. They launched them last year. Now here, Joe, listen to this. I think this supports your case. They flew 400 missions in the first 6 months. Drone arrived first 65% of the time. 20% of those calls cleared without needing patrol car dispatch. So you're right, Joe.
Right.
And they also tried them in San Francisco and other cities around the state, Duluth, Rochester.
The
Brooklyn
only
Park.
thing it seems to me that would be beneficial by the use of drones is saying to a copper in car 12, never mind, you don't need to go there. That's the only thing that seems to me beneficial.
that's I think, Joe, that's one of many things beneficial.
But
the other one would be, we've got 3 suspects with guns. It's a gunfight right now. You need to, it's so beneficial on many different counts.
Well, then how will Minneapolis resolve the question of the citizenry saying, and I didn't hear any citizens testifying on behalf of using them. The film clips I saw were everybody saying, this is a violation of our privacy and we can't have this, and we're saying no. And Vita, maybe 1 or 2 other council people are adamant that we need to give it a try, but the DSA does not want to give it a try.
The DSA, I would point up at the camera on the intersection that just caught you scratching your butt walking down Blaisdell. I mean, come on.
I don't
Grow
know.
up.
Where do you stand on this, Mr. Heidt?
Well, I read way too much science fiction when I was young, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And you see these things following the citizenry around in places they shouldn't be. So that, of course, I think that right away. On the other hand, if it's done responsibly and not by, people who are going to abuse it, I see no problem with it.
The opportunity is there for it to get out of hand, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly.
Well, let's look at it this way. Isn't it also inevitable? Technology is increasing by leaps and bounds every 24 hours. Isn't it inevitable that the day is coming when probably the entire police force in American cities will be robotic and controlled by drones or directed to places by drones? I mean, we don't know where we're headed. I suppose you could put up a good fight now and say, we don't want drones. It's an invasion of our privacy. But I don't know where we're gonna be 10 years from now.
That's the interesting thing about technology is they always sell you on the good points, and they don't bother telling you about all the negative drawbacks and how this is going to affect your life down the road.
I wish I had the wisdom of Solomon on this. I would think that coppers deserve their 75-day tryout, so they have some evidence to show the city. Here's what happened during the 75 days. And if during the 75 days you have 42 people who show up and say, that drone hovered at my bedroom window for 15 minutes, then you got a different problem. But if that doesn't happen and they can only show benefits, wasn't it worth the try? Because you're already combating an ideological divide there from the governors, the people who govern Minneapolis. As I said, they've thoroughly and successfully educated their people. We don't trust cops. So you have a built-in audience that's already full of negativity on this. So all they want to do is try this, and we're being told it doesn't cost anything. I suppose the company is betting on the outcome, and then they can then sell drones and make their money. But the 75-day trial period would not cost anything. I say give them the 75-day trial period.
I agree.
It's a lot of fun when the drone catches your favorite golf tournament, but it's not so fun when the drone catches you standing there at the ninth hole with your mistress. Then that kind of takes over.
That probably won't be my problem.
But you recognize what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's,
But you don't need drones for that. We can catch people at rock concerts with the kiss cam on them, and they,
And,
you don't need a drone for that.
And we can catch people walking down Hennepin Avenue with their finger up their nose. I mean, it's already there. All that technology is there and being used already.
And you're saying you wouldn't be caught at the ninth hole because you don't see her until after you're done with golf.
Yeah.
No, I probably wouldn't even make it to the ninth hole.
You've got her in an apartment somewhere.
Yeah.
What if we just replaced all the drones with geese? Take all the geese from the lakes.
Put a camera
Well,
on.
I'm going to tell you something. You're going to hear a lot more about this. This is going to become a big, big deal in Minneapolis.
But it's going to become a big, big deal. Again, no one wants the freaking job. They're in panic mode, and I understand that.
Well, and that will only increase in difficulty because anything the police come up with, there's a built-in audience to reject it.
100%.
So I don't know what would be after drones, but if they say, okay, you don't want drones, now let's try X, they're not going to like X either.
Remember, we had this story maybe a couple of years ago. Kenny, you alluded to it earlier. The 911 calls that basically went on, we'll try to get there, but,
The last time my truck was broken into, they said they're not coming. By the way, did you have any guns or ammunition in there? No, I didn't have any guns, but I had a box of 22 rounds. They came for that. They only show up if there's firearms or ammunition in your vehicle. Otherwise, they just don't have the time.
Wow.
Well,
and that was before George Floyd.
From the mayor's office of Garage Logic, I am giving the approval to the 75-day trial.
Yeah.
Okay, officially.
Yeah. Say if winter's taking a toll on your garage door, why don't you take advantage of this great weather and have a new door from Precision Door? You don't want to wait till fall, or you don't want to wait till the cold rain and snow to have them working on your garage. Get it scheduled this summer. A free new door estimate with one of their garage door designers. Comes out to the house, you've got models for every budget, and suddenly you're going to increase the value of your home, save energy during every season, better security. You can marry that baby up to your existing security systems. If you like your door, right now too at Precision Door, get up to a $400 trade-in credit for your old garage door. If you like your door, there's nothing wrong with it, but you don't like the sounds and the squealing it's making, book a $79 safe and sound package, and they'll throw the diagnostics at that door and get it adjusted and silenced, and it'll be performing just the way it's supposed to. Book online at PrecisionDoorMN.com. I had a little tongue tie there, didn't I? PrecisionDoorMN.com, or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985.
Hang on.
To schedule your new to schedule your free. You want a new door? Get a hold of Precision Door. PrecisionDoorMN.com.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
Hofferman Water and Connecticut. I got to tell you, one of the greatest things about Hofferman Water and Connecticut is their customer service team that works for them. Because, see, once you become a customer of Hofferman Water, you're a customer for life. And they'll send you an email saying, Reavers, ding dong, time to change those filters. Oh, crap, that's right. I got to change those filters. See, that's the thing. But you've got to get on the schedule. That's first and foremost. Get on that schedule. Have them come out for that free water analysis. This is a great stake. Joe mentioned 15,000 plus lakes, but man, oh man, do we have some bad water in the great state of Minnesota. And Hofferman Water and Connecticut are here to cure all of those issues. But get on that schedule. Call them directly at 612-895-2440, or better yet, visit their website at hoffermanwater.com, and then you can book your appointment online. And as long as you're on that website, you can see every single different water treatment system they have to offer, whether you're looking for a brand new water softener, an iron, rust, and odor filtration system, or a brand new drinking water system. They can make all of that possible. 612-895-2440, or visit hoffermanwater.com. Hofferman Water has been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Do me a favor and mention that you heard about them here on the Garage Logic podcast.
Now, hobbyist drones that hover over your backyard pool, I think you should be able to shoot those.
Yes.
Right. Here's John Heidt.
You know what?
Newsroom.
As you say that, though, if these are Minneapolis police issued drones, if someone does shoot one down, is that a felony? Like, what would that be?
I think that would be a crime. I don't know the extent of the crime, but
okay,
they better have a big police
You're
name
not
on
allowed
them.
to shoot them down. Did I ever tell you the story about we had a meteorologist, John, that was never on the air? What was his last name? Matthew? No,
John Dooley.
John Dooley. I'm in the weather room with him one afternoon, and we're using the tower cam for surveillance, surveillance. Looking around the neighborhood, the phone rings.
Of course you were.
The phone rings, and it's the control room, and they say, "Stop it right there." And they instantly went on the air with what we were looking at.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
What were you looking at?
None of your business.
Here's John Heidt in his newsroom.
About that.
All I got out of that, Kenny, was I started singing Tom Dooley as soon as you said his name.
Hang down your head,
Tom Dooley. All right. Thanks, Joe. This news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. They're closing up the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness starting tomorrow, according to the U.S. Forest Service. The reason? Dangerous heat and several wildfires that are burning around the state. All guests who have overnight hiking, motor, and paddle use reservations will be denied entry into the 1 million acre federally protected wilderness within the Superior National Forest starting today and running through Friday. The Bearskin Lodge and the Ely Outfitting Company also posted notices from the U.S. Forest Service about the impending closure. Forest Service will allow visitors with daily use reservations to enter the area today, but they will not be letting in starting tomorrow. Governor Walz has declared a peacetime emergency and mobilized the Minnesota National Guard to help fight ongoing wildfires in northern Minnesota. 3 people who went missing after a boat crash in Lake Pepin on Saturday have been found dead, and according to the Wabasha County Sheriff's Office, 6 people were thrown overboard Saturday night when a pontoon boat capsized just off the shore of the YMCA Camp Pepin on the Wisconsin side of the lake. U.S. Coast Guard added it received a report from the DNR that the boat collided with a commercial barge on the Mississippi River at 10:30 p.m. Emergency crews responded to a report of people screaming for help in the water around 10:45. 3 people were found clinging to the overturned boat. They informed rescuers 3 others were on the boat with them, but they hadn't reappeared. While the incident happened near the YMCA camp, no campers or camp staff were involved. Just after 7 o'clock last night, Wisconsin DNR officials said the 3 missing boaters had been recovered. All 3 were pronounced dead by the Pepin County coroner. Their names are not being released at this time, according to the Sheriff's Office, and the Wisconsin DNR is leading the investigation into the crash.
I don't know how you would hit a barge.
Pretty tough.
They're pretty big.
It's kind of like if you get hit by a train, it's your fault.
Maybe was the barge not well lit? I don't know anything about it, but
they
it's
don't
terrible.
They're pushed, right? They don't have lights on the bow, do
Well,
they?
you would think they should. But I don't know.
Wouldn't the onus, though, be on the pontoon operator to steer clear of the barge?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would accept the invitation to go out on Pepin at night. I think I'd be unsure.
Yep.
Maple Grove's fire chief is on administrative leave after he's been charged for allegedly sexually assaulting a teenager almost 10 years ago. 36-year-old Madison Zygmunt was charged with third-degree criminal sexual conduct for sexually abusing a 17-year-old girl in 2017. That complaint said the victim told police June 26 that Zygmunt assaulted her when she was a fire explorer with the Spring Lake Park Blaine Mounds View Fire Department, where he was leader of the Explorer program. On June 30th, an Anoka County Sheriff's detective interviewed the victim, who said she joined the program in July or August of 2016 when she was 16. The complaint said the two first communicated by text, then on Snapchat and Instagram. According to the court document, the messages became sexually explicit and included requests for nude photos. The victim told investigators in the spring of 2017 Zygmunt invited her to his Blaine home, where he allegedly sexually assaulted her. On July 1st, Zygmunt met with an investigator at the Anoka County Sheriff's Office. The court document said he admitted he was an authority figure with the Fire Explorer group, admitted he exchanged explicit photographs with the teenage girl. He denied having sex with the girl, but said he did touch her. The city said Fire and Emergency Services remained fully operational. It would follow its employment practices and procedures while the legal matter continued. Zygmunt set to make his first court appearance September 4th. This story, I hope nobody got hurt bad, and I don't mean to make fun of it, but this has some weird optics to it. The Minneapolis police investigating who was behind an auto theft Saturday morning of a truck and a trailer. The trailer had 3 people inside it. According to police, officers were told a pickup truck with a food trailer attached was stolen around 8:53 in the morning, the 3400 block of Bloomington Avenue, while 3 people were inside the food trailer. A black sedan believed to have been used by the suspects followed the stolen truck and trailer, as well as a white vehicle carrying people who knew those stuck in the trailer. So it sounds like they were getting the food trailer maybe to go out for the day, right?
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. During the ongoing incident, police said a man and woman inside the trailer jumped as it was moving, and they did sustain injuries from their escape. Both were taken to the hospital for treatment. As the stolen truck and trailer approached the intersection of 41st Street and 31st Avenue, police said it crashed with the white vehicle which had been following the suspects. As a result of the crash, the truck became separated from the trailer and drove off with the white sedan, leaving the trailer. Nobody was injured seriously in the crash, including a third person who was still in the trailer. Minneapolis police said they later located the pickup truck in the 1400 block of 3rd Street South unoccupied. No arrests have been made, but police said they are still investigating the entire incident. Why don't we take a quick break here? We'll come back with some national and international stuff right after we hear from the mayor, Mr. Souchere.
Summer will be another great time to get your garage floor taken care of by Installed Building Solutions with that new polyurea garage floor technology. I've mentioned before I have the first generation, or at least an early generation, of the epoxy floor, and it's cracked and faded. Not this stuff. This is fantastic, built to handle anything you can dump on it. Most floors are installed in just one day, so you can get your garage back fast. They're easy to clean, easy to maintain. Just sweep it out or hose it down. You spill a little oil, mop it up with a paper towel. A coated garage floor is the answer, man. It just makes all your cylinders look that much better. It's ibscoating.com. That's one word, ibscoating.com. They had a great deal through the month of June. I hope GLers took advantage of that. This is great weather to get this kind of work done. IBS Coating, C-O-A-T-I-N-G, ibscoating.com.
Got her.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
All right, you might be walking around your yard and you see a huge amount of wasps, and that means that they're nesting somewhere. And that could pose a big-time problem for your grandchild or maybe kids around the house. Well, let me tell you that Valor Pest Solutions, they take care of the pesky ants, they take care of the pesky wasps, etc. And don't even get me started on the mice that are going to be coming into your home or garage this fall. I did get in touch with Valor Pest Solutions. They came out, did a complete checkout of the property, and I just want you to know that they're a locally owned place right now, and Valor Pest Solutions can get rid of those pests for you. Take advantage of a great special that they have right now. 50% off your initial service when you sign up for a monthly subscription. It's just super easy to do, and you know what? If you want to get rid of those pests, don't wait until it's a major problem. They are not a national chain. They are a local company, tailored pest control. So they'll come out, figure out what your problems are, and they treat it. So if you want to do yourself a favor and your family a favor, call Valor Pest Solutions or go to their website, valorpestsolutions.com, 763-247-4329. I have seen a major difference in the pests around the backyard. And right now they're running a summer Garage Logic special, 50% off your initial service. Tell them you heard it on Garage Logic. Get rid of those pests, man. Not your pets, but your pests. Well, I got an extra 10 seconds.
Here's John Heidt.
763-247-4329. They do it right.
Thanks, Rook. In national and international news, U.S. and Iranian forces exchanging heavy missile and drone assaults yesterday, with Tehran targeting U.S. facilities and states across the Gulf and saying it had again closed the vital Strait of Hormuz. The renewed violence casts further doubt on the future of that interim U.S.-Iranian agreement signed last month that aimed to reopen the strait and end the war after a further 60 days of negotiations. U.S. military launched more strikes against Iran Sunday afternoon, according to Central Command. Higher prices, especially for gasoline, are politically sensitive for President Trump ahead of November's congressional elections, much of it due to the trouble in Iran.
You know what, John?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what our president said about kamikaze pilots?
What did he say?
They deserve the death penalty.
Well, that's...
I'll give you a minute to figure
Wait
that
a
one
minute,
out.
wait a minute.
Reavers and I were talking before the show. What if this is all a bit? And at the end of 2 years, he tears off the mask and it's Carrot Top or somebody. I mean, it's just...
Wow.
What if
That would be fun.
what if this was all just a bit?
They got me.
You know? Old kamikaze pilots say, well, they deserve the death penalty. Yes, they do.
So wait a minute. Check this out.
You mean to tell me?
So if a kamikaze pilot miraculously survives,
then he would get the death
President Don says...
That must have been what Don meant. Because I'm sure he knows what kamikaze pilots do. I'm sure he does.
Speaking of gas prices, the U.S.
Have they been used since World War II?
Well, he thought the strait was being involved by or attacked by the Islamic Republic of Japan. So he could have been tied up there with the kamikaze thought.
So is he in his own way referring to people that blow themselves up and do that sort of thing?
As I said, what if it's a bit and he's invented this whole new way of looking at things?
Maybe drones. Maybe he's referring to drones and he's just, mixing whatever. Speaking of
You know who benefits from all this is the guys that do the Donald Trump impersonations. And now there's so many of them that are so good that they have little wars and they get together and just try to outdo each other. And it's great entertainment. What would be even funnier if they would call in the real president and the president would do battle with all the people that impersonate him.
I bet he would.
Oh, of course he would. That would be so funny.
You mean in the same vein when Caliendo and Rookie did dueling Morgan Freemans?
Yeah. And Rookie was doing somebody, we just don't know who.
Somebody, we just don't know who.
Speaking of gas prices, the U.S. is tapping into its national stocks of crude oil with abandon. The withdrawals are taking a toll on the strategic reserve system. Wall Street Journal reporting that in the past 4 years, the Biden and Trump administrations have ordered the largest releases from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve while seeking to tamp down soaring oil prices, a total of 352 million barrels, or about half the capacity of the stocks on hand. Now, frequent drawdowns, wear and tear, and a lack of investments are straining the reserve, according to experts. The 60 Gulf Coast salt caverns that make up the stocks can't be drawn from or refilled at the rate at which they're designed, according to federal researchers. Equipment failures have bedeviled the reserve's managers. At one point, a well broke and caused the loss of hundreds of thousands of barrels of oil. The upshot, President Trump or a future administration might not be able to rely on the massive oil buffer like others have in the past, even as the U.S.-Iran war all but ensures continued volatility in the energy markets. Federal judge this morning ruling that President Trump's lawsuit against the IRS was an improper exercise in self-dealing and barred him from claiming that the extraordinary tax protections he received were part of a legitimate settlement agreement. In the order of the judge, Kathleen Williams, she also referred the lawyer who brought Trump's case against the IRS to the Florida bar for potential disciplinary proceedings. Judge Williams added that she would forward her decision to the New York bar, which is already investigating the acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham dying Saturday night from an aortic rupture related to cardiac disease, according to preliminary reports from medical examiners. As recently as the day before, Friday afternoon, Graham had been in Kyiv meeting with Ukrainian lawmakers before returning on Saturday morning. Born in the small South Carolina town of Central, the 71-year-old spent more than 3 decades as an Air Force lawyer, part of the South Carolina Air National Guard and Reserve. He was seeking re-election in the upcoming midterms. Governor Henry McMaster will now select his interim replacement, likely providing an inside track to the party's nomination. Graham was a notable foe of Donald Trump before switching to his side. During an interview when Trump was running initially for the presidency, Graham called the president a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot who was a kook unfit for office. After January 6th, Graham said he was done with the president. And he wasn't at that point. President Trump said this morning he recommended Graham's sister to replace him as the interim South Carolina senator.
Why? Maybe she has no knowledge of anything.
During a conversation with Governor McMaster.
I heard on another station, this says a great deal to me about Lindsey Graham. His net worth was about $1.5 million.
Okay.
Well, maybe he was ethical. He didn't steal money like the rest of these crooks.
Or was he just bad at it?
Maybe he was just bad at it.
Jesus, Reavers.
I'm sorry.
That was a great line.
Always looking for the negative and every positive.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
But, you know, the conspiracy theorists were really having a field day with this one over the weekend.
They're out in full force.
What about the weekend at Bernie's guy?
I got that right here.
Right.
Got that right here. Separately, Senator Mitch McConnell addressed his nearly month-long hospitalization for the first time yesterday, saying he suffered injuries from a fall at his home. He was pictured with his wife and Joe Souchere's suitor, Elaine Joe, in the hospital room, holding a copy of yesterday's newspaper, which has really caused a lot of really funny memes to pop up all over. I saw one with Abraham Lincoln holding yesterday's paper saying, proof Abe's still alive.
I understand my wife was interested in that garage logic fellow.
The shower?
And I'm glad that she's seen the light come back to me now and she's propping me up.
That makes me want to punch somebody. I wish you would stop doing that. That makes me angry, that impersonation.
Why didn't they just tape 10 seconds of him saying, hi, I'm fine?
Well, John, because he's probably not alive.
It's all AI. We know he's dead.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Truth, I'm just talking.
I don't know.
You
know,
I don't know.
I don't
Kenny's
know.
just talking.
No, I think there's as good a chance he's dead as he's alive.
We should get that on a T-shirt. I don't know.
I don't know.
Garage Logic.
I don't know.
New York Times says several of its journalists have been subpoenaed by the Department of Justice over their reporting on Air Force One. On Wednesday,
go bleep yourself, Trump. You don't get to sue reporters.
On Wednesday, the newspaper published an anonymously sourced story that the Secret Service urged President Trump to leave the recent NATO summit in Turkey on an older version of Air Force One instead of that Boeing 747 donated by Qatar last year because of security concerns.
You mean the one that's only cost us $400 million to fix up? Okay, that one. Yeah.
The following day, the Times reported, again citing anonymous sources, the gifted plane lacked defensive countermeasures. The 4 reporters bylined on Wednesday's article all received subpoenas, according to the Times, and the paper said federal agents delivered those subpoenas Friday night to reporters in their homes. Before the Times published the Wednesday article...
Usually that doesn't happen in this country.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
No.
Yeah. Before the Times published the Wednesday article, a senior FBI official had contacted a reporter and editor, asked that the story be held without explaining why, according to a New York Times spokesperson. The FBI official also asked that sources be immediately identified. Both Times employees refused to do either.
Good.
Sam Neill, the versatile New Zealand actor who appeared in more than 150 productions over a 5-decade career, has died. Most famously, he was paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant in the Jurassic Park series. His family announced the death in a post on Instagram. Neil was diagnosed with angioimmunoblastic T-cell lymphoma in March of 2022. His credits include The Piano, Hunt for the Wilder People, the Hollywood blockbusters Jurassic Park and all of its sequels, and 2 seasons. Joe, you probably remember him on this.
Peaky
2 seasons.
Blinders.
Yep.
2 seasons of Peaky Blinders.
I remember him in a film, too, about a boat that was adrift in the ocean. And he was the lone guy on it. And then he came upon another. Never mind. I can't.
Arthur Shelby.
What?
You know,
Yeah. Never mind. I don't remember that.
the worst thing, when did Peaky Blinders come out? About 2014, 13, something like that?
Something around there.
The worst part about that show, and it was a great show, but the worst part about that show coming into existence was Rookie developing the accent off the air.
Oh, this is fantastic.
It's a wonderful show.
Because we had the intern, Will.
2013.
Didn't we have Will?
That was pre-Will, I think. Birmingham.
See, you would do this.
Gherkin.
3 hours a day.
Would you like a Gherkin?
Gherkin.
Gherkin. Or Gherkin.
Gerton's is a gardening place.
Very green.
Are you going to take control of this, or what are you going to sit there and
Waiting for John.
Spooky.
let this happen?
Spooky story, okay? This was in the New York Post, so it might be a little, might want to take it with a grain of salt, but who knows? A family's holiday took a truly surreal turn after they made a bizarre discovery inside their Airbnb. After walking inside the San Diego, California accommodation, 2 sisters noticed something strange on the wall that they didn't expect. A picture of a beach scene with numerous people, including their family.
Whoa.
The picture was from a decade before, according to the sisters. They shared their find in a now viral video where they explained how they spotted the picture hanging inside the holiday rental and quickly realized it featured their own family from about 10 years earlier. After taking a closer look, they confirmed it really was them by matching their faces and their bathing suits that they'd been wearing during the beach outing. The unexpected discovery left the siblings in disbelief, with one of the sisters admitting they were spiraling at the odds of stumbling upon a picture of themselves in a home that they had never been in. Though the family never learned how the photograph found its way into the home, they were certain it was genuine, recognizing each family member and what they were wearing that day at the beach.
Well, I'm calling BS right off the bat on this claim that they couldn't find out how the picture ended
just
up there.
ask.
Why didn't you just ask the people who own the damn house?
Ask the owners. See, I thought
Jeez
the same thing, Joe.
Louise.
I'm glad you said that.
Reporting
get
isn't
that
what it
thing?
used to be.
Yeah, or even why not have the reporter just call and say, hey, how come you got that picture of
Yeah, I'm sure it's all honest and random.
It was. I saw the picture. There's about 30 people in the picture because it's a large beach scene.
Yeah.
So they would have had to have noticed themselves.
That's right. Thank you very much, John. That's just fine.
Sure.
Thank you.
You know what else is fine? North American Banking Company. Banking done differently since 1998. And you know what? Way back then, they decided to create a better banking experience for everybody. That means for you, for your family and also for all of you business owners that are out there. And right now, you should get in touch with North American Banking Company and experience for yourself that better banking experience. Because you know what? Since 1998, a lot of things have changed. However, a lot of things have changed since then. However, this commitment to being a true community bank in the Twin Cities, that has not changed, and nor will it ever change. Because you know what? They are locally owned and operated. Here's why that's important. That means that all loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They don't send those out of state. They don't sell it to some other company. No, it all stays right here. But you have to see it for yourself. So check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. They also have 6 Twin Cities locations to serve you. Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and also in Maple Grove. They offer you the same updated online and mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks. But the key difference is you're going to get the unparalleled service of a community bank. nabankco.com. It's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
Cannot stop him. He'll just make a move. Joe Souchere.
You know, gratefully enough, Greta Thunberg has been out of the news lately. I don't know what or where she is, but her sister's now in the news.
Oh.
And her sister's quite different than Greta. Her sister is Beata Mona Lisa. That's her name.
No.
She's 20 years old. So she's younger than Greta. And this character is claims to be an entertainer. And there's some pictures of her here, and she's I don't know what kind of entertainment she would be involved in.
Oh.
She's a multi-hyphenate. No, that's her name, multi-hyphenate. Sorry. Singing chops of a jazz singer, that really doesn't help either. Gigantic pea-sized, like double pea, bosoms. I don't think that's helpful either.
Do you know that they take their garages seriously in England? They call them sheds.
Yeah.
Precision garage door.
We just... Are we done with the...
You know what? I was going to say some stuff, and I thought better of it. I don't really care about...
the only thing worth commenting
Thunbergs.
about is her name. Matthew, she was named after her grandma and her great-grandma. So that's where the
not
name
after
comes.
it wasn't... Okay.
I think
that's excusable.
I
then.
think basically they're a show business family. I think Greta... I think
You
her
said that
parents
from
are
day
in the
one.
theater.
You said that from day
and
one.
Greta's in show business, and so is this very corpulent young sister here.
That's a great way of putting it. Much classier than what I said.
It is. Britain's they have a the pub shed of the year contest. Thousands of entries from the Brits who fix up their backyard sheds or whatever into pubs, little pubs. Mm-hmm. And there's one here that has a pool table in it and a dartboard and arcade games and a fruit machine and all the bottles. It's a bar. See, they have these contests.
Are they just a little more precious than we are? We just put stuff in the garage and call it the escape?
They sometimes take a chicken coop and turn it into a bar. And they're very heavy on the bar part. They're heavy on the bar part. I'm not seeing a lot of cars here. These are just sheds that have become bars. And so there's no workbenches or tools or anything like that. They're drinking emporiums. And they put these together and they have them in their backyard.
Do they ever do anything in them other than drink beer?
No. Here's one called the Mucky Pub.
Hey.
Yeah, and that's
they're theme based, I would imagine.
That's over there someplace, yeah. And then they have the
Tell me more.
Well, I am trying to. It's not that interesting is what I'm discovering.
Well, it's their sheds and they doll them up.
Here's a couple more, Matt.
How about geese?
Again, we can't hear him.
What did he say? What did he say?
Mona Lisa.
We should go back to Mona Lisa.
Quit talking. Go back to that chubby Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
And I'm done with that too. So that didn't work out.
How many
crazy.
books? How many books about sheds do you have?
I have one. It's all the Australian sheds.
Mine, I think, comes from Britain somewhere.
Oh, that'd be neat. Yeah.
But none of these sheds are over, say, 12 feet long.
Oh no, they're small sheds.
I've got a shed over there that's 50 by 100.
You got a good size shed.
That's a big shed.
That's a man shed.
One time when it was empty, my son and I turned it into a racetrack.
And
we had a day
Reavers,
of racing in there.
Reavers, are you aware that your girl is up for grabs?
What do you mean?
Christy Nome is divorcing that cross-dressing husband of hers.
I thought they already were.
Well, they're soon to be divorced. And
Didn't she get caught? In the.
well, all I'm saying is you could take your run at
So
that.
you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance. I'm telling you, there's a chance.
All right.
And I have a flag update.
I'm sure she's extremely interested.
Do we have Pequot Lakes on the crawl yet? Because
No.
Jeff writes me that the Pequot Lakes true flag is confirmed.
By the way, I don't think you realize the can of worms that you opened on Friday.
With what?
When,
Yeah, did you hear from him, by the way?
Who? That crackpot? No.
My buddy.
No, I didn't.
Am I in trouble with him?
No, I don't
know.
think so. But I guess what I was trying to get to was when Kenny.
His bid is getting kind of old.
It has been for years. When
Well, fire me.
no,
Not you,
not
you
you,
moron.
We're talking about the listener.
God, get rid of me. Come on.
When you confirmed that the city was at the city hall, the city in Ashby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't. I don't think you. Well, it was close enough. It was down the street.
Yeah, what's your problem?
Because now, just because some guy's house has an old Minnesota state flag,
Oh, Chris brings up a great point.
that you don't realize the can of worms you're opening.
I think you
I don't
have
care.
to take.
I
I
don't
think you have to take Ashby off the list.
I'm not taking Ashby off the list.
Well,
Okay, I'm the mayor.
Just because it angers that
Well,
screwball.
Okay, Don.
I hate to tell you, but it's fake news, Joe.
Yeah.
You're reporting fake news.
Only because they come to us.
Kenny, what's the name of your sheds book? I'm not making a
Blokes and
joke.
sheds?
It's called Sheds.
Oh,
Mine is called Sheds.
it's the same
Wow.
book.
Only because they come to us all the way from Marloth Park in Mpumalanga, South Africa, from the Traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
Joe, today is already July 13th.
I can't take it, man. Summer's half over. This is just
Days are getting
it's
shorter.
not good.
Joe, 105 degrees in Cody on Saturday. 7% humidity.
Oh,
It
That was
was
wonderful.
It was delightful
Yeah.
outside.
Kenny's air conditioning was set at 61.
I was in the hotel naked in front of the air conditioner, legs spread.
No, one
Doing okay
one
there for a
detail-
minute.
One detail too many. One detail over the
Hi,
line.
how are you?
It was on this day.
laying on a towel.
I can't get the image out of my head.
Looking out the window, by the way.
We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
You know, they put those ACs right under the window.
It was on this day.
Oh my God, Kenny!
It was on this day.
July 13th.
In 1787, Congress passed the Northwest Ordinance, authored by Thomas Jefferson. It set up the rules of government for the Northwest Territory of the U.S., which included present-day Minnesota east of the Mississippi River. Slavery was outlawed. The land was to be surveyed into townships, and each township was to set aside a land for a school. In addition, the ordinance stated that the utmost good faith shall always be observed toward the Indians, their land, and property.
Good one.
What the hell happened?
Yeah.
On this day,
All I can picture is
can you
Kenny
just settle down?
laying there with the Velveeta mac and
Oh,
cheese on
yeah.
his stomach, eating din-din.
By the way,
Salmon from the convenience store.
By the way, in 3 days, I didn't buy a meal out once. I just ate leftover hot dish the whole weekend.
Oh, fantastic!
Wow.
Living the high life,
Yep.
man.
Brought a loaf of bread, some sandwich meat,
Some sandwich.
bag of chips,
on this day,
July 13th.
some licorice.
in 1832, Ozawindib, Yellowhead, an Ojibwe leader, and Agokwa showed Henry Rowe Schoolcraft that Lake Itasca was the source of the Mississippi River. Schoolcraft named the lake from the Latin words veritas caput, truth head, using the last syllable of veritas and the first of caput. First, let's see, the last syllable.
Good one,
tas,
Joe.
Yep.
katas.
Are you having a stroke?
On this day,
Joe, today is July 13th.
1862, the 3rd Minnesota Infantry Regiment suffered one of the greatest embarrassments of the Civil War when it surrendered to a smaller Confederate force led by Nathan Bedford Forrest, who convinced the Minnesotans that his force was much larger than theirs. The men were paroled and eventually returned to action fighting well under new officers. So they fell for that old, hey, we're good. We got a lot of people back here.
May I interrupt you for a moment?
Yeah.
Because I was curious what Nogakwa was.
I'm sure you were.
Well, weren't you? It wasn't.
I guess I am.
It wasn't capitalized.
Medicine
so I thought.
man.
Well, no, Agakwa was an Ojibwe word for a person designated male at birth who adopts social roles as a female.
A trans Indian.
Whoa.
Yeah, basically.
I'll be damned. On this day,
July 13th.
in 1881, this would not have made my. This day in history, Faribault began requiring dog licenses.
Really?
Yeah.
We were the first one?
I guess.
Okay.
John,
That's
what's
when
the
the
next?
mystery.
What's the
Isn't
next
that when the
year?
mystery began?
Yeah.
Joe?
What's the next year, John?
1890.
Oh yeah, on this day.
July 13th.
Speaking of Lake Pepin, on this day in 1890, the steamer Sea Wing, that's a cool name, carrying a large party and towing a barge. Boy, this is just terrible compared to what the news
A
we
lot
just
of
had.
barge talk.
Capsized in a sudden storm on Lake Pepin. 25 individuals managed to get back on the boat, but a few hours later, the boat turned turtle again, throwing survivors back into the water. By the time the boat and the barge were driven ashore, 98 people drowned.
Wow.
Surprisingly, no one on the barge was hurt. That doesn't surprise me. The barge probably was too heavy to capsize. On this day,
July 13th.
in 1977, the city of Kinney in St. Louis County seceded from the U.S. The city council, frustrated by unsuccessful attempts to obtain a grant from the federal government for a water project, decided to secede and apply for foreign aid because there is less paperwork. Pat would love
What?
that. There's no
I
paperwork.
think he's chuckling in the other room.
Passports were issued by sympathizers in New Haven, Connecticut. Although the U.S. did not recognize Kinney as a foreign country, Duluth's frozen food king, Gino Paolucci, did, giving Kinney a used Ford to replace the city police car, which no longer ran, and 10 cases of frozen pizza.
Wow.
That's the damnedest story I've ever heard in my life, and we've had it before on this day in history.
I bet a year ago.
Probably on this day last year.
No, it was a Sunday.
What?
On this day in sports disappointment history.
Joe, who'd we lose to on July 13th?
Well, in 2021, it just says Parisi Suter buyout. What does that mean?
We got rid of him.
No, you didn't get rid of. We got rid of him after 2021.
What year was this?
This is 2026. When did they buy out Parisi and Suter?
Yes,
I know when they left.
2021, maybe.
Not 2021, was it, Pat?
Yes. That was the buyouts of their contract.
They've been gone that long?
Yes, sir.
I'll be darned. Thank you very much.
I like to be darned.
Do us a favor, if you haven't done so already, and hit the subscribe button on the Garage Logic YouTube channel, where you can join the over 21,000 subscribers and watch the show every single day starting at around noon. You can also see full segments. There's video shorts, there's behind the scenes footage. Just search Garage Logic, 2 words, on YouTube, along with all of our social media channels. That includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And, oh, by the way, don't forget to sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today online at garagelogic.com.